Hi all, it's James here from Electromarket. As you can see, I am surrounded by Power Dynamics RD750 risers and decks. So today we're going to take a look at how these things fit together, how they connect, and the different sizes and shapes that you can make. So here I have a 1x1 meter piece of deck. Let's look at how you can attach the risers to this. So first of all, I'm going to place it upside down. I think it's easier to attach the riser legs to the deck like this. Here I have a 40 centimeter riser. Now, my tip would be to always come from the top pieces and don't stretch from the legs themselves. If you open it up by the legs, you run the risk of kind of bending out one of the legs as you do that, and it won't properly extend. So I would always do it from the top. You can always tell what end is the top, which needs the deck placed upon it, based on these little handy stickers. So you can see on each corner, there is a handy sticker that points up and says top. So that way you won't ever get it the wrong way around. You definitely need the deck to be placed on the top, not the bottom, to make sure it's as strong and correct as possible. So we're going to extend our riser the right way up first, and then place it upside down on the bottom side of our deck. So I'm just placing the riser into the corners of the deck, and then I just release each pin that's in the deck into the risers. There is a cutout piece on the risers which the pin goes into. So there's a pin and release mechanism on the bottom of each deck in each corner, and the pin releases into a gap that is on the riser. Now I can just flip it over. Being careful as I flipped it over that I didn't bend the legs, so maybe two people, but just to make sure. You don't want to bend them as you turn it, but I find it a lot easier, obviously, rather than being underneath it or on my back or something like that, to do it that way. And there we have a completely solid piece of 1x1 meter deck on a 40 centimeter riser. And that's now completely solid. 40 centimeter riser with a 1x1 meter piece of deck. That's all well and good, but what if I want it to be a bit bigger than that? So let's get another piece of 1x1 meter deck and another 40 centimeter riser and look at how we attach them together. So here we go, I have a second staging platform ready to be attached to my first platform. So I'm going to grab my Allen key, loosen off these deck-to-deck clamps that are already pre-installed into your decks. So you can see here, I need to align this second deck with the first on a side that doesn't already have a deck-to-deck clamp installed. Think of it as male to female in that sense. Now, for whatever reason, if you lose or damage these deck-to-deck clamps that are included, we do sell spares. So I've just pushed them together, making sure they're flush. And now I can just tighten up this Allen key screw again, make sure that's nice and tight. And that is now extending that clamp into the other deck's run. And there you go, you can see they're completely joined together. I can't bring them apart. And now I've got a 2x1 piece of staging at 40 centimeter height. And again, I'll get on top of it. So there we go, a 2x1 piece of staging at 40 centimeter height. If you have a need for a 4x4 bit of stage or a 6x6 bit of stage, whatever it is, you just do it in 1x1 increments and it connects together all the same. So once you've mastered one, you've mastered them all. It's just a case of how big you want your staging to be. So the design of the deck isn't completely gloss or completely matte. It has a Hex anti-slip finish to it. So when I'm on top of it, I don't feel like my shoes or my boots are just going to slip right off, and they feel nice and solid, and I feel gripped to the stage despite the fact I might be 40 centimeters in the air. So now I have my 40 centimeter height piece of staging. I probably want to add a 20 centimeter step into that because lifting my leg to 40 centimeters is a bit uncomfortable. So here I have my 20 centimeter step riser. Now the same principle applies. I need to attach my riser to my deck. So I'll do that by placing the deck upside down and placing my riser inside of it and connecting it. I find that's the easiest way to make that happen. I can clearly see if the pins are connected into the riser. Okay, so here we go. I have my 20 centimeter height stair and I'm on my 40 centimeter height bit of staging. But clearly I need to connect this stair to this staging to make sure it's secure. So we do that using a set of leg-to-leg clamps. So I want to make sure that my stair leg and my deck leg are as close together as they possibly can be. Then attach the clamp to it, get it in a vague position that's correct by applying pressure, and then tighten it up. And I'll do the same on the other side. Again, I'll make sure that the legs are as close together as they already can be. So don't bring them together using the clamp. You'll get a much better flush fit if you get it as tight together as you possibly can already. And there we go, my stair is now fixed to my staging. I can go up it, knowing that it's secure, and I feel perfectly safe to do so. Now, while we're here, let's talk about how we disconnect a riser from a piece of deck. Now, that is incredibly simple. There is simply a button that releases the pin, and that will allow me to just release the riser from the deck, and I'm completely packed down. Easy peasy. And we have these super handy Velcro clips for attaching to the sides of the deck, which would allow you to connect to skirt or banners and things like that. Now let's take a look at some of the different heights and variations we can get using the RD750.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to browse for our other videos for more fantastic products from Electromarket. If you would like more information, just check the link in the description below and head over to our website.